How do you fix a bad curly hair day without washing your hair? Let's find out. I'm going to be sharing a 3-step process that you can do in a couple of minutes before you leave the house to tide you over until your next wash day. I don't want to make this a super long intro, so let's go ahead. First off, I want to do a quick disclaimer, and that is that everyone's idea of a bad hair day is going to be different. The way my hair looked at the beginning of my journey on a bad hair day compared to my bad hair days now is completely different. So please do not compare your hair to my hair if you're having a bad hair day, or anyone else's on the internet for that matter, because you're not seeing the full story. Please just compare your hair to your own hair. Step 1 of fixing a bad hair day is assessing your hair. So let's assess my hair. I'm going to take it out of this pineapple bun thing that I have it in. Give it a little shake. This is just day 3 hair for me. It's been in a bun overnight. I haven't refreshed my hair. I use light to medium hold products on wash day, so it's a little bit stretched out. So step 1 is to assess your hair. And what I mean by that is, how does it look? How does it feel? Equals what refresh to follow. First off, how it looks. If the whole thing is a mess, it's undefined, it's frizzy, then maybe a full refresh will be needed, or a slick back hairstyle. But if there's just some areas that need redefining, maybe your face framing pieces for example, then you could get away with doing a spot refresh. If it looks super frizzy, maybe you've got a lot of frizz on the top of your hair, on the canopy of your hair, then there are some things you could do to tame that frizz. But also maybe just a tactical hairstyle is what you need to tide you over until your next wash day. When it comes to the feel of your hair, how does it feel? Is it very, very soft? If it's very soft, maybe it needs a bit more hold, so maybe some hairspray or maybe some strong hold gel. If it feels very dry, which is very common with curly hair, maybe the ends are really, really dry for example, then adding some moisture, maybe mixing a bit of cream with water and glazing that over your hair can really help to redefine and add that moisture back in until wash day. Or if your hair feels sticky and producty, maybe you've got some product overload, then sometimes actually adding water to your hair can help to kind of soak some of that product up. But again, maybe a tactical hairstyle could be beneficial. So once you've assessed the look and the feel of your hair, you want to put the two together to decide the best way to fix your bad hair day. For example, if your hair looks very limp, stretched out, not much definition, and it feels very soft, then I would say that sounds like your hair is potentially over moisturized, which will fix at the next wash day, but it could just need more hold. So in that case, I would add a gel and then maybe a strong hold hairspray on top to add longevity until I next wash it. If your hair feels dry and it looks very frizzy, then it likely needs moisture. So in that case, I would be wetting it down, maybe not fully wetting it, maybe just mixing some curl cream with water in my hands and glazing it over to smooth the frizz and just add some moisture back in. So let's assess my hair. My hair feels very soft today. On wash day, I used products that maybe were quite moisturizing but not overly moisturizing. However, I didn't use anything to add grip to my hair, which I do like because my hair is naturally very soft, and I didn't use a strong hold gel. I just used a light to medium hold gel on wash day. I can actually probably run my fingers through my hair right now, which, I mean, that's quite crazy really if you think about it. If I'd added a lot of gritty products and strong hold products, then I wouldn't be able to do that because it really does lock the curls in place, and also your hair can get a bit more tangly when you're using sort of like gritty products. So I'm not going to add any more moisture back into my hair in terms of curl cream. It doesn't look bad at all, but my definition has definitely fallen out. You can see certainly here and on the top. I do still have some pretty good definition underneath, but it's very soft and it does need a little bit more hold. So what am I going to do? First off, I think I'm going to start with a hairstyle. I was going to refresh my hair with product first, but I think I'm actually going to do a hairstyle first because that's kind of what I would usually do. So first up, hairstyles. Number 1, add a headband. Headbands are really good if you have like stretched out face framing pieces and you want to pull them back. If it's a bit stretched out on top, like mine often is because it's wavier on top, a headband just fixes all of that, I feel. And yeah, I just think how much better does that look already just by adding a headband. This one's from a small business called 9 Designs. I'll link it in the description below. I never used to wear headbands until I had these ones. They really don't feel tight. I think they're actually satin lined. Yeah, they're satin lined as well, so great for your curls. They won't cause any friction or extra frizz. Love it. Love these headbands. The next hairstyle has become my go-to recently, and it's especially good when the ends of your hair still have definition but the top of your hair is stretched out, because only the ends of your curls are going to be on show. So I'm going to be using a claw clip. This is a really big one. This is actually from Accessorize a few years ago, but bear in mind that my hair is medium density. You see, if I twist it, it's not like loads. Even when these bits are stretched out, I will always keep them out of the hairstyle, just because I think it just looks nice having that center part kind of thing, and then I'll just usually put them behind my ears, to be honest. You can also obviously redefine them, so I'll just keep these bits out, bring all my hair back, and I'm not going to do it so it's like right at the bottom. I'm going to kind of lift the ponytail up slightly, so I'm gathering it all and lifting it so it's about this much off, because that way it's then going to kind of sit at the right place in your head when you do the claw clip, and then the hair is going to fall over nicely, I find. So I'm just gathering it into a ponytail, and then I'm just going to twist it and bringing it up to the top like this. Then I take my claw clip and I situate it just so the bottom bit is just sticking out of the claw clip, and then I put it back, and you can kind of just reposition it a little to get it in the right place for you. Do a little bit of this to redefine, separate any curls. These bits behind the ears, because I don't know, I just quite like it like that. To elevate it even more, how about adding a headband? I just love it. I am so obsessed with this hairstyle at the moment. You'll see me in this hairstyle a lot. Here's a little look from the back. I actually really do have a bad hair day hairstyles video. In that video, there's more kind of slick back hairstyles. I think I did include a claw clip one as well, so I'll link that above for you. The next hairstyle is another one that's focusing on the top part being stretched out, because for me, that is what my bad hair days look like. It's the top part stretched out and the underneath still looks okay, the ends still look okay. So this is going to be a half up, half down. I might leave these little bits out actually, clip them in place. Okay, so take my hair at the temples and I'm going up diagonally. So I've created a diagonal line there. I'm not going like back like that. I'm going up diagonally, and then my thumbs are going to meet at the top, and then I'm going to separate the underneath part. And for me, because my hair's very soft today, that was quite easy to separate. If your hair's a bit more tangly, which mine often is between wash days when I've used stronger hold products or gritty products, then add a bit of oil before you do any hairstyle. So now I've got this top part, and I'm just going to use this hairband that is on my wrist. This is one of the Curlfriend Collective hair match scrunchies. And then I'm just going to literally, this is not anything groundbreaking. I'm just tying a ponytail on the top of my head, but I really think that doing the diagonal rather than going horizontally makes such a difference. And I'm just going to take these little bits out, play around, get a bit more volume at the top. I've got these bits out. You can put them behind your ears if you want to. I don't know why I'm obsessed with putting my hair behind my ears at the moment. You can obviously refresh these pieces with a little bit of water and product. But yeah, that is just a really, really quick, simple, effective, nice looking bad hair day hairstyle, if I do say so myself. So we've already assessed my hair. We know that it's very soft and a bit stretched out. I've decided on this hairstyle for today. Even though it doesn't really need refreshing, I think it looks okay. I'm trying to rock my stretched out curls a bit more these days. But how would I refresh this to get the curls back, stop them from feeling overly soft? Step one, I would probably refresh the face framing pieces first, because they're probably the most stretched out and they're very soft. They are literally framing my face, and they could do a better job of it. Because they're stretched out, I do need to add a little bit of water just to reactivate the curl and redefine the curl. So I'm going to mix some gel with water in my hands to do that, rather than spraying it directly on. I'm trying to use more high street budget friendly products in my videos. I know that I do use quite a lot anyway, because a lot of my favorite products are high street products, but I'm trying to more actively do that. So I'm using the VO5 Mega Hold Gel to refresh with. This is just a high street gel. If you want a cheap stronghold gel, then give this one a go. So I've got about that much. I'm just gonna mix it with some water in my hands, just to make it easier to apply, as you hear me say all the time. And then just with these wet jelly hands, I'm going to glaze it over so it's all covered, both sides. It's wet, but it's not dripping, so this is perfect. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. First, you could rake and shake, and that's just gonna help naturally help the curls fall into place. Then you give a little scrunch and just help redefine them. Or for more juicy curl clumps, you might want to finger roll. So taking my fingers down, rolling up to the top, twisting at the top, taking a finger out, and then just gently bringing that back down. That's probably the most perfect finger roll I've ever done. It was seamless. It's never seamless on camera. So you can see you just get a bit of a different look there. So I'm actually gonna do the same on this side. Why not? But it's actually drying out. So I'm gonna add a bit more water to my hands. Smoothing with my 2 fingers on each hand, wrapping it. See, it's not seamless. It never happens that seamlessly. Right, bringing it down with both fingers on my hand, wrapping around, bringing it up to the top, twist, take my finger out and twist to release. Not as seamless as the other side, but still looks good. And then obviously you can diffuse them dry. I usually like to use this diffuser when I am refreshing, especially my face wearing pieces. I just find it so easy. Put them in like that, simple, doesn't have to touch the rest of your hair. This one I absolutely love for traveling. I have talked about it more in my diffusing video, which I'll link up here. I think I am just gonna do a really quick refresh just on the rest. I could just do a spot refresh on some parts of my hair, but I think sometimes I just like to just put a little bit of gel over the whole thing, especially when it's really soft and needs redefining. So I'm gonna do the same thing just over the rest of my hair. So I'm just gonna mix a bit of gel in my hands with some water. Obviously you can do this before doing your hairstyle, but I always think like sometimes just putting in a hairstyle, you'd realise actually I don't need to do anything to refresh my hair with. So sometimes just the hairstyle can be your saviour alone. So I'm just glazing that over my hair. This is just going to give it some extra hold, just kind of taking sections and re-adding some product, and I'm just smoothing it over. You can see that that's already redefined. And wetting your hands rather than spraying water directly onto your hair is going to cause much less frizz. So if you feel like your hair gets very frizzy when you do a refresh, either just do a dry refresh, so just use curl cream, or wet your hands, mix the product with water in your hands and then glaze it over your hair. You've got much more control that way. So I'm just going to finger coil some of these top bits. If you want to refresh your face wearing pieces, this is another way that you can refresh them, just with a quick finger coil, glaze and scrunch. I mean, look at the difference just already between this side and this side. So let me do the same on the other side, and then we will quickly diffuse it dry. Glazing and scrunching. Okay, now I'm going to quickly diffuse this dry and then I'll be back. Okay, so my hair is dry and definitely an improvement on what it was before. It is slightly crunchy, so the way that I scrunch out the crunch is not really with my hands once it's dry. If you've seen my other videos, you'll know I like to do it when I'm diffusing my hair. One, it saves time. Two, I just feel like it's much easier to do that way. If you do it towards the end of diffusing, you're not going to cause extra frizz. You will get a bit more volume and bounce. You might get a tiny bit of functional frizz. So I'm basically just shaking the dryer and then I'm scrunching it as well. Okay, I am pretty happy with how that has turned out. I'm going to add a bit of hairspray just for extra hold, because obviously, as we said, my hair was very soft, lacked hold and definition. This is gonna help with that. Now I'm gonna give that a little scrunch to avoid the crunch. If you want more definition and less volume, then maybe don't scrunch as much. If you've got any really big clumps like this, separating them will give more volume. It'll look like your hair is fuller rather than just one giant clump. You can do that with a bit of oil if your hair is dry or tangly. I'm pretty happy with that for a bad hair day hairstyle. Really quick, really simple. Used a budget-friendly strong hold gel. I think I managed to turn that hair day around. It didn't look bad to begin with, but it could definitely have done with a bit more hold and a bit more grit, and I've got all of those with the routine that I just followed. I really hope you found this video helpful and you've managed to fix your bad curly hair day, whether it be with a hairband, an easy hairstyle, or a quick refresh. Please let me know in the comments what tips you found the most helpful, and as always, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.